Hi everyone, it's Chrissie and welcome back to another Sims 4 speed build. So in today's build we're actually going to be building a rather large modern house, and this house is actually going to be for 5 different roommates that are obviously going to be sharing the house and all of that stuff. But yeah, before I get too far into the build, I do just want to say that this one is a very long one. It's going to be a almost 50-minute video. So yeah, definitely settle in with a drink or like a snack or something, because we're gonna be here for a while. But yeah, so this is a really big build that I've actually worked on over the course of this whole week. It has taken me quite a while to get it done. Even though it is only a one-story house, there's no second floor or anything like that. It's actually a 5-bedroom house, so it's a 5-bedroom, 4.5 bathroom house. And yeah, like I said, it's for 5 different roommates. And I have actually created them. I'll put them up on the screen for you guys in case you want to, see what the Sims look like that I had pictured in my head when I was, furnishing the house and furnishing their rooms and all of that stuff. But yeah, so I did actually go in and create some Sims for this build. I created 5 different Sims, like I said. They're all young adults. And I actually created them just after the pronoun update released on, I think, Tuesday? Yeah, I think it was Tuesday that the pronoun update released. I believe I created these Sims on Wednesday or something, just before I started furnishing their bedrooms. But yeah, so I wanted to take advantage of the pronoun update. I wanted to use it and make sure that I gave all of these Sims their proper pronouns and everything, in case you guys want to go ahead and download them and, play with them or anything like that. They will be up on the gallery. They'll be CC free up on the gallery probably by the time this video goes out, if not, just a little bit later. But they will be up on the gallery, and I'll add a download link to the description for, the Sims and then obviously the build as well, in case you want to download it. But yeah, so it's a really big house. It's, like I said, 5 roommates, and in my head, one of these Sims probably owns the house. In my head, it was probably the Sim right on the right hand, so the redhead. Basically, I thought that they would own the house, so they have one of the biggest bedrooms. There's basically, the house is a, like I said, 5-bedroom house, but it basically has 5 main bedrooms, because all of the bedrooms have their own ensuites. There's 2 bedrooms that are a little bit bigger than the other 3. And they also have a separate walk-in closet that leads into a really, really big bathroom. So one of those rooms I actually ended up giving to the redhead. Their name is actually, what was their name again? Oh, Cass. So Cass actually has one of the big bedrooms, and then Dylan, who's the guy in the middle, he actually has the other really big bedroom. And the other 3 bedrooms is obviously, one for each of the other roommates. But I'll tell you guys a little bit more about them in just a second. I do just want to talk a little bit more about the build and some random stuff before I, start telling you about the Sims and all of that stuff. But yeah, so I do want to say that I haven't recorded a voiceover. I haven't even spoken English since about, I can't remember when I recorded my last video. I know it went up on Sunday, so last Sunday was the last time I uploaded. But yeah, so I haven't spoken English since I recorded that video, because obviously English isn't my first language. So I don't really talk it, day to day. I type it a lot. I type it, I read it, all of that stuff. But I don't really speak it. So I haven't really spoken English in a week. And yeah, so if words aren't really coming easily to me, that would be why. I'm also really, really tired. I had a really, really busy day. And I was up at 7:20 a.m. this morning after only getting 5 hours of sleep, which was totally my fault, by the way. I should have gone to bed way earlier, because I knew I needed to be up really early because I had a doctor's appointment. So yeah, I've had a really, really busy day. I've just been basically I went to the doctor's this morning for just for a routine follow-up thing. And I came home, I edited this video, which took me forever because I had 7 hours worth of footage. I didn't think this build was going to take me that long. I actually thought it would be, a little bit quicker, because it's supposed to be for roommates, so there wouldn't be a bunch of really detailed kids' rooms. It wouldn't have a ton of clutter either, because it's supposed to look a little bit more contemporary, more modern. I didn't want to go too overboard with the clutter and all of that stuff in like the main living spaces and all of that stuff. And also it's not a 2-story house, so it's like it has one big open living room, the 5 bedrooms. It also has a like home gym as well as a kind of like home spa room. You could easily turn that room into a home office in case you wanted to do that, or you could turn both of those rooms into another bedroom, like into 2 other bedrooms if you wanted to do that. They're a little bit smaller than any of the other rooms, but they could easily be, you know, 2 more bedrooms, or maybe like the gym could be a bedroom and then the spa room type thing could be another big bathroom or something like that, because, you know, there's obviously only the en-suites for all of the bedrooms, and then there's a half bathroom for like guests. But yeah, so you can obviously, you know, change up the floor plan and rooms and all of that stuff to fit with your Sims. But basically, it's not a super big house. It's not a super big or, you know, super intricate, I guess I could say, build. So I thought I didn't think it was going to take me this long, but apparently I'm a really slow builder all of a sudden, and it took me like 7 hours to get this thing done. So I did have to cut out a lot, I'm afraid. I had to cut out all of the bathrooms, even though I ended up recording all of them because I really wanted to show some of them. But I had to cut all of them out. They're all in the screenshots at the end, so if you want to stick around to that, for that, you know, see all of the rooms and everything that I cut out as well, then yeah, they're all in the screenshots. But basically, I had to cut out all of the bathrooms. I cut out all of the walk-in closets as well. I also cut out, you know, just a little bit of cluttering here and there. And then I think I cut out the hallways as well. They're not super like fancy or anything. They're literally just a hallway with, you know, a side table, you know, maybe some bookcases and some art and stuff like that. But they're basically the same hallway that you've seen me build 1,000 different times before, so it's not super interesting. There's also a really big garage that I don't think I show me like editing it later on in the video, where I just add some stuff to it. But basically the garage just has some decorative cars in it, as well as a recycling machine and one of those like crafting, like the fabrication machines. So yeah, that will make sense once I start talking about The Sims. But yeah, so that's basically what's in the garage. I also, yeah, mentioned the spa room, the gym. They all have obviously their own bedrooms. We have a really big backyard, which we're actually working on right now, that has a ton of different things in it. But basically, before I talk too much more about the house, I wanted to say that, yeah, so I haven't done a voiceover in quite a while, and this build has taken me like all week to get done, which is something that I wasn't anticipating. I was trying to get, you know, my regular 2 videos a week out, but this month apparently I just haven't been able to do that. For some reason I just haven't been able to get 2 videos a week out like I want to, and I've just been doing like 1 video a week, which I'm not going to stress about too much, because I feel like when I'm not stressing about trying to get a set amount of videos out a week, and I just focus on getting, you know, the best quality content out that I can, then I feel like I'm happier with my content when I do that. I'm happier with my builds. I put more effort, basically more effort, I guess I could say. I don't feel as rushed with getting a build or a video done when I'm not, you know, trying to stick to a set schedule. So I'm going to try and get, you know, at least a video out every Sunday. And then, you know, if I can get another one out during the week, then that's great. I mean, obviously when I'm working on a big build like this, or I'm actually working on another really big build that I have about like 12 hours worth of footage for already, and I'm not even done. But basically when I'm working on like really big builds, I will probably only get 1 video out a week, just because, like I said, I'm a slow builder, apparently. I never used to be, but apparently these days I'm a slow builder. And also because I use Tool a lot. I use, you know, Tool, I use, you know, all of that stuff. So I mess around with a lot of like really tiny details that I probably shouldn't be bothered with, but I am. So it takes me longer. And I feel like when I'm not, you know, trying to get 2 videos out, I have to get 2 videos out or 3 videos out. And, when I'm not trying to do that, when I'm just, taking it easy and seeing what I can come up with, then I feel like my videos are better or my builds are better. That's just my personal opinion. You might not think so, but personally, I feel like I put more, I have more time to put into my builds when I'm doing just one a week. But yeah, like I said, if I end up, uploading more than one a week, then obviously that would be great because I would like to do that, but I'll get there eventually. But yeah, basically, what was I saying? Now I've completely lost the plot and I've completely lost my train of thought as well. Oh yeah, I was talking about how I'm super tired and I probably can't speak very well. So yeah, that was a very long-winded way of saying that. Which, if you guys are regulars on the channel, then you already know that. And you already know that half of my voiceovers are just me rambling about absolutely nothing for like 20 to 30 minutes at a time. But yeah, so basically I had a really, really long day. I had, obviously the doctor's appointment. Not to go too into detail or anything like that, but I'm fine. Basically, apparently I actually got an ADHD diagnosis today. And yeah, that's something that I don't want to go into too much detail with because I know not everyone wants to hear about stuff like that. But basically, it's something that we've been looking into for like, a couple of months now, and I actually got a diagnosis today, and I was actually put on meds for it and all of that stuff. So yeah, it's the first time in my life I've, been put on meds for something like this, for something that's not just like a physical health thing. So yeah, it's interesting, and I don't know how this process is going to go, because apparently, it might take me a while to, get used to the meds and, get used to it and to try and, find, the right dosage and the right meds and all of that stuff. So it might take a while. It might also mean that I'm a little bit all over the place in voiceovers, as I'm kind of like getting used to it, if that makes sense, because yeah, it's been, basically I've been, living with it just like regular, without any help for the past like 24 years. So actually having something that could potentially like really change the way that a lot of my brain works, if that makes sense, is going to be something that I guess I'm definitely going to have to get used to, because yeah, I mean, this has just been my normal, the scattered thoughts, being distracted, not being able to focus. That's just how it's manifested for me, hyperfixating and all of that stuff. That's just how it, has been like, manifesting for me. I can't find the word. But yeah, that's just how it's been manifesting for me, obviously. And obviously all of this is just my like own personal experience. But yeah, so that's just how it's been manifesting for me. And that's just been my normal for like my whole life, because it's not something that I ever thought I would have to look into. But apparently, ADHD isn't just being hyperactive, as a lot of people would usually think. Usually when you say ADHD, you think, hyperactive kids. And that's not the case, especially not in women. So yeah, especially not in women, especially not, when you're going for, an older, like later stage, like I am. Obviously, I'm not being diagnosed as a kid. I'm being diagnosed as an adult. And especially when you're taking that into account, then the symptoms and all of that stuff can apparently be like really, really different. So yeah, it has taken a while, but yeah, I'm hoping that this will help and that this will make me feel, I don't know, not better, but you know what I mean. Just not this all over the place. That's just, it's the best way I can describe it. I don't know. If you have ADHD, then you probably know exactly what I'm talking about. Or if you know someone that's like you, that you're super close to that has it, then obviously you'll probably also know what I'm talking about. But yeah, it's been an adjustment, and I actually took it for like the first time today, and yeah, we're still like trying to see what what happens and all of that stuff. And then obviously I also had a bunch of other stuff going on today, because whenever I have days where I'm like, for some reason, I don't know why this is, but whenever I have days where I know that I'm going to have to be busy, so like I had the doctor's appointment this morning, and then I had a lot of like, obviously the editing to do and all of that stuff. Then we also had like a big family party to go to for like a birthday, and for some reason, whenever I have like busy, like socially busy days, they always end up being like 3 or 4 different things on one day. It's never like spread out over like maybe like the whole weekend or like 3 or 4 days, like big social things on like 3 or 4 days. It's always like 5 things on one day, and that always leaves me like completely drained. Like that's another like ADHD thing apparently, when you're trying to mask and you're being like a little bit overstimulated and all of that stuff, with being like around so many people and noises, and it's a lot. And then you get home, at least this is for me personally, I get home and I'm either like super hyperactive when I get back, or I'm completely dead, like dead on my feet, and there's no like in between. No matter like how much I slept or anything like that, I'm just like either super hyperactive for hours or I'm completely dead, and there's no in between. But anyway, so yeah, tonight has been a lot. I'm recording this at like 2 a.m. in the morning, which is not a good idea, but I'm doing it anyway because I want to get this build done. And I've just been rambling about a lot of stuff that you guys probably don't care about for the past like, I don't know, almost 10 minutes, and I'm really sorry about that. But suffice it to say, that is why my voiceover might be a little bit all over the place, which was probably a really long-winded way of just saying that. I could have just said that, and I didn't. But anyway, it's the channel, it's me, it's something that you're all probably used to by this point. But yeah, so to talk about the build a little bit, so we're actually working on the gym right now. And then we move on to the kitchen and the like main living space. So the main living space has obviously a living room. They have a really big dining table. They have a really, really big kitchen with a huge center island. And they also have obviously like the half bathroom. They have a separate laundry room as well that I actually ended up cutting out of the footage. So yeah, they have a separate laundry room. I actually ended up putting laundry baskets in all of their bathrooms. So there's plenty of laundry baskets, around the house. And then, yeah, they have the little like spa room. So the spa room was originally supposed to be an office. But I actually ended up having space in like all of their bedrooms for their own desks and everything, apart from like one Sims room, just because I didn't think he would use a desk all that much. So they actually didn't need a like separate home office. So I actually ended up turning it into a little spa room. So there's a massage table. There's also one of those like manicure, pedicure, like chairs that your Sims can sit in so they can get manicures and pedicures. And then they have a little massage table as well. And that was actually because one of the Sims in this house, so the second Sim from the right, so basically the Sim wearing the green top. So yeah, so there it's a she. So she's actually a like beauty / wellness technician. Her name's Aubrey. She's transgender actually. So yeah, I wanted to play around with the pronouns obviously, and I wanted to make sure that I gave all of them their correct pronouns. So if you guys download these Sims from the gallery, they should have all of their like pronouns and stuff set. I don't really know how that works, because there's no way you can see what their pronouns are on the gallery itself. You have to like download them and go into Create a Sim. As far as I know anyway, I haven't really checked that out too much. But basically, so Aubrey is a beauty / wellness technician. That's I think the closest like wording or like proper title that I could find for what she does. So she basically makes all of her money. She has clients and all of that stuff, and she makes all of her money from, doing manicures, pedicures, massages, all of that kind of like spa day activities, basically spa day activities. Maybe she even leads a couple of like yoga classes, you know, at the local, you know, gym or whatever, or, you know, something like that. I have her registered as self-employed, you know, with that like title, like career title. So yeah, she's registered as self-employed, and that's what she does. So that, I figured that little like extra room could maybe be her like home. Maybe she works from home a bit, you know, when she's not, you know, at the local gym or whatever, teaching classes or stuff like that. So I figured that would be a really fun use of that space. And yeah, so to tell you guys a little bit more about The Sims, since I'm already on the topic of The Sims, we have from left to right, and this is also the order in which I'm going to be doing their rooms as well. So from left to right, we have Troy Ballard, who's actually a professional athlete. Yeah, he's a professional athlete. Maybe, I figured he would play like soccer or maybe basketball or something, because those are the only like real sports we have in the game at the moment. So yeah, he's probably like a soccer player or something. So yeah, we have Troy Ballard. Next up, we have Kaylee Sparks, and she's actually an interior decorator and designer. So yeah, she has a super, like, I don't know, like, I had a lot of fun with her bedroom. You guys will see it later on. It's the second room that we do. But yeah, I had a lot of fun with her bedroom. I had a lot of fun with, you know, playing around with a little bit of different styles. All of the rooms are very like modern or contemporary style, just to fit with the house, because the whole house is kind of that style. But all of the rooms have a little bit of a different touch to them as well. So they have all, you know, different color schemes, obviously, because they're all for like different Sims. They all have different interests and hobbies and all of that stuff. But I also try to add in a couple of different styles throughout their rooms, you know, kind of as, you know, accent pieces or maybe artwork or, you know, clutter items, stuff like that. And for Kaylee, I actually ended up using quite a few items from the Decor to the Max kit. So that maximalism style combined with like the contemporary style was a lot of fun to play around with. Next up, we have Dylan Law. He's actually a musician. So I didn't want to put him in the entertainer career, because the entertainer career is basically for like comedians and classical musicians. So all of the job titles and all of that stuff, they're all centered around classical musicians. So like orchestras and stuff like that, which is definitely not what he would be into. So I actually have him registered as self-employed as well. And he's registered as a lead guitarist or something. I think I made his like job title. But basically in my head, he would be like a rock musician, like a guitarist or something like that. And yeah, he maybe also does a little bit of like music production. So he has a music production, you know, one of those music production stations from Get Famous. He has one of those in his room along with a bunch of guitars and, you know, general music stuff. Next up, obviously, we have Aubrey, who I've already talked about. And then last, we have Cass, who's actually, in my head, they would probably be the owner of the house, because they have one of the, like, 2 biggest bedrooms. Or maybe, you know, maybe Dylan is the owner of the house. That could also work. He has the other, like, big bedroom. So he could actually also be the owner of the house, you know, thinking about it, that could definitely work. But Cass actually has access to the outside, you know, to the back patio from like sliding doors and stuff. So I don't know, maybe they're the owner, or I don't know. Thinking about the overall style of the house, I would probably say Dylan would be the owner, just because his room matches better with the rest of the house. So his room is, again, very contemporary, very dark. So there's a lot of black in his bedroom, a lot of black. I also used some blue and red accents, which is why I think he might actually be the one that owns the house, because the rest of the house, like the common areas, like the living spaces, all have, you know, obviously the black, white, gray, and then blue accents. So maybe, yeah, I think Dylan would be the one that owns the house. So yeah, I think I'm going to go with that idea. But yeah, last up we have Cass, and they're actually an engineer. So I actually put them in the engineer career, weird words. But I put them in the engineer career, and they're in the green technician branch. So basically the like really eco-conscious branch of that career, and they're kind of like an eco-inventor, which is why I put the fabrication station thing and the recycler in the garage. And their bedroom is actually a little bit different from the rest of the house. Their bedroom is green, and it's a little bit less contemporary and more industrial. So I ended up using a ton of the industrial kit in their bedroom. So I actually had so much fun. That would probably be my favorite room. Yeah, I think Cass and Kylie's rooms are probably my favorites because I really enjoyed using the Decor to the Max kit in Kylie's room and just playing around with that whole style. And then in Cass's room, the really industrial style was something that I also really loved. And, you know, just building industrial builds in general in The Sims is something that I really enjoy. So yeah, I think I love Cass's bedroom the most, actually. I also had a lot of fun with gallery walls throughout the whole build. So I think like every sim has at least one gallery wall in their bedrooms, and I don't think I did any gallery walls in like the main living space, but every sim has at least one gallery wall in their bedroom, maybe even two or three, because I don't know, I had a lot of fun with it. I had a lot of fun just, you know, messing around with a bunch of different decor pieces that I don't normally use, especially wall decor pieces, which is something that you'll see in Cass's room, especially because I use a lot of like, not necessarily paintings, but like wall decor and sculptures and stuff in their bedroom, and things that you wouldn't necessarily think would be like decorations, and, you know, just some weird stuff that I had so much fun just playing around with and making almost like a collage on the wall, which was really fun. But yeah, so those are the Sims that I thought would be living here, and obviously who I furnished the rooms for. Currently, we're working on Troy's room, so like the athlete's room. Obviously, he has a lot of trophies and sports stuff all over the place, and they also all have their own TVs in their bedrooms, so they can lie in bed and watch TV. So that's really great because, yeah, that's an update that we recently got in, not recently, I say recently, it's sometime in this year, I think. I don't know, I can't keep track of when we get, you know, which updates, but at some point we got an update that made it so that our Sims can lie in bed and watch TV, so they all have TVs in their bedrooms as well, in case, you know, maybe they don't want to go to like the main living space to watch TV or something like that. So yeah, they all have TVs in their rooms. And yeah, we're working on Troy's bedroom. Next up, we're going to be working on Kylie's room. But yeah, so my throat currently is so sore because, like I said, I'm not used to talking this much, and I've talked a lot today. So let me just take a quick little drink of water before I like start sounding like I've swallowed a frog or something like that. But yeah, so back to the build. So basically, I used a lot of packs in this as well. I do want to mention that because, yeah, I used a lot of packs. I didn't really want to hold back with this build, obviously, because I wanted to include so many different, you know, personalities and Sims and stuff, so I didn't want to, like, restrict myself with pack usage. I also ended up using one of the new, like, kits that we just got this week. So this week we actually got the little campers kit, so like a build kit, and we also got the Moonlight Chic Creator Sim kit. So from the little campus kit, I actually ended up just using, I think I used the fire pit in the backyard, and then I also ended up using one of the lamps from that kit. I can't remember in whose bedroom I used it. I think I used it in Cat's bedroom. Not in Cat's, in Cass's bedroom. But yeah, those are the only two things from that kit that I've used. So if you don't have it, then you can easily just, you know, replace those items. But yeah, I wanted to use the fire pit especially because it's probably one of my favorite items from that kit. I don't know, I really love the fire pit from the like little campus kit. And then also I'm just going to like talk about a couple of my favorite items from each kit, because I didn't really do like full-on reviews of either of them, because why would I? It's just a kit and we get them so often these days that if I were to do a review on every single kit that we get, every second video on the channel would probably be like a kit review because they're releasing them so fast. But yeah, so the little campus kit is basically a bunch of items for like outdoors and kind of like child-centered items. And yeah, I love quite a few of them. They're not items that, I don't know, I can see myself using them a lot, but also they're very niche, which I guess makes sense because that's what a kit is supposed to be. A kit is supposed to add in like niche content, which makes sense. And I mean, a few of these items I will definitely be using like a lot because they're like really, really cute and I love them. So basically, I really love the big like not pillow fort, but the blanket fort thing that we got, like kind of like a tent, which is really cool. I can see myself using that a lot, especially in like backyards of like family homes, maybe in some like community builds or stuff like that. I also really, really love the like swing set that we got with that kit. So at first I wasn't sure about the swing set because it has a bunch of like normal wood. It's kind of like this really pretty trellis type thing, but it has like weird rugs underneath the swings, which is really weird because they have a bunch of like really out there colors and all of that stuff. So it's not super versatile, but luckily I went through all of the swatches for that swing set and I believe they have at least 3 swatches that are like a plain brown, a plain black, and a plain white swatch that doesn't have, you know, like super bright patterns or like even, it doesn't even have rugs underneath the swings. So that's really cool. That makes it so much more versatile, which is something I really, really appreciate because I love the swing set. I love the trellis that it's like, basically the swing set is like a trellis with just some like hanging chairs on it. And yeah, there's a bunch of like fairy lights on it as well. So it's really, really pretty and I can see myself using it a lot, especially in the more like neutral colors, I guess I could say. They also added us they gave us some really cool fairy lights that I'm actually using in the windows of Kylie's room. As you could have probably seen, I use them as, you know, little like window decorations. They're actually under the like standing floor lamp, so they're not like wall mounted fairy lights or anything like that. They're actually like floor lights because they're supposed to go with these like little hanging, I don't know, lantern type things. It's weird, but anyway, they're supposed to be like a matching set and you're supposed to use them like together, but obviously you can use them however you want. And I just ended up putting them in the window because you can raise them up with the 0 and 9 key on your keyboard, or you can use the tool mod, which is what I did. So yeah, you can raise them up and have them be like, you know, window decorations or wall decorations or whatever you want them to be, which is really, really nice. I love that. I'm going to be using them so much. And another thing that I really, really liked, which I liked it, but I won't be using it a lot, is the bed. We actually got a new single bed with this kit and I really, really love the swatches. I love the bedding swatches that came with that bed. They're so cute. There's a couple of them that are more like patterned and stuff, but there are a couple of them that are more plain and not really neutral because they're bright colors, but they're like plain swatches. And I absolutely love the bed. I love the like texture on the bedding and all of that stuff. But it's a camper bed. It's like a fold up, you know, like camping cot type thing. Almost like the one that we got in Outdoor Retreat. So it's not something that you could probably use inside. It would probably look a little bit weird if you put it in your like regular family house and have that be your kids like bed in their room. It's kind of like weird looking in that sense. So I can't really use it all that much. But I really love it. I really love like the swatches and everything, like I said. And then the last thing that I absolutely adored was the decorative pillows that we got. So we actually got decorative pillows in this kit that are like really like almost basically normal sized pillows, but they're on the floor. They look like they've just been thrown on the floor. And they're so cute. I love the texture of them. I love, you know, the way they look and all of that stuff. But they're so not versatile. I would have loved to have had just a plain black, a plain white, maybe, you know, like a couple of plain swatches, you know, like a plain blue or pink or red. Even a bloody orange would have been great. But no, they're all like ridiculously patterned and bright and obnoxious and just unusable for anything other than a kid's bedroom, which is so irritating. I mean, I know this pack, or like this kit, was supposed to be centered around children. I get that. That makes total sense. But the child can still enjoy a plain pillowcase. Maybe like a bright color, sure, make it a bright neon for all I care, but just a plain color, not patterned colors with like rocket ships or bunnies or sheep or whatever the hell else they have on them. Because I would have loved to have used them for like couch pillows. You could have used them for couch pillows, maybe like use the tool mod, rotate them a little bit. They would make the perfect couch pillows, or maybe like even on beds or whatever. But no, they're so bright that I probably won't ever use them for anything else other than a kid's bedroom, which is great, I say very sarcastically. Because as a community, I know of so many builders that have asked the Sims team for like decorative pillows for so long, and finally when we get them, they're kind of unusable in a like regular like I don't know, like regular scenario. I don't know what the word is that I'm trying to say, but basically they're not versatile is what I'm trying to get at, and I'm rambling so much. But yeah, so that kit has a bunch of really cool items. I mean, they're really cool, and I will definitely be doing a build with all of them at some point, because I want to make like a really nice big kid friendly backyard at some point. But they're not stuff that I will use in every single build. I'll probably use, one or two of the items in a lot of my builds, kind of like I do with all of the kits at this point. I rarely use all of the items from a kit in a single build. I tend to just, pick and choose, my favorite items and then use them all over the place. But yeah, so that's the build kit. Now, the Moonlight Chic kit is the Creator Sim one that we got. And overall, usually I'm not super into the Creator Sim kits, because I don't really do Creator Sim all that much. I mean, when I play like current households or whatever, I always play with custom content. So I have a lot of custom content for my current households. And the only other times that I'm ever really like creating Sims is when I'm doing it for my save file. So in those instances, I really love having new items. I love that they give us, Creator Sim kits and add new items, all of that stuff. But this kit in particular is very niche. So there's a couple of items that I really like the dress that they added. I love that dress. It's gorgeous. Everything from, the mesh of it to the colors to the texture, it's gorgeous. There's a couple of other items that I really like as well. I really like the shoes that we got. We got a pair of like running sneaker type things. We got a necklace. We got some earrings. We got, I don't know, what else did we get? We got a lot of like tops and, bottoms and all of that stuff. But for me personally, most of the items are just they're a bit much. So they're either like too shiny, or they're like too cropped, like crop tops, or they're just too niche in like style, and I don't know what to do with them. I don't know how to style them, which is probably more of a like me problem rather than a kit problem, because I'm not super fashion conscious, so I don't really know how to style most things in any case. But for stuff, in this kit, so we got like a pair of glasses, for example, and I would have loved to have had those glasses in like a regular, not a regular frame, but a regular lens. So they're all like, all of the swatches for those glasses are sunglasses, like sunglass swatches with like dark lenses. And I would have loved to have had those frames, but with a like just clear glass, kind of just like reading glasses, for example, which that would have been so nice. And then also there's a lot of like tops and stuff that have like they have a big cardigan or like a blazer on top, which I love. We need more items like that. But then they have like a really tiny crop top underneath it, which kind of just looks more like a sports bra or something, which is, it's great if you're going for that style, but it's not versatile. So like I can use it for like a specific sim, but I can't put like every second sim into a top like that, because not all of them would wear super cropped tops, which is something that unfortunately this game has way too bloody much of. It has way too many crop tops. Like every single pack that we get has at least 2 to 3, maybe even more crop tops in it, and we just don't need that many of them. We just don't. They're not all the same, but they're all the same. I say like very loosely, because to me they all look the same. But I would have loved to have had just a couple more like just versatile clothing items. Stuff that you can dress up, you can dress it down, you can, you know, use it for a bunch of different styles, a bunch of different sims, just versatile. There's one shirt in the pack that's for female sims that I can see. It's basically just a plain t-shirt, but the mesh is something that's totally different from anything else that we have. It's a fitted t-shirt mesh, and it's not really long, it's also not really cropped either. But because we don't really have any proper high-rise pants or dresses, not dresses, skirts or anything like that in the game, all of the crop tops end up looking weird, because you don't have any proper like height pants, if that makes sense. You don't have any like pants or skirts that reach up high enough, that are high-waisted enough to work with a lot of like the really tiny crop tops that we have. But this t-shirt is just, it's cropped but not super cropped, so it would reach like the top of the waist, like a pants waist or something, which I'm not really explaining this all that well. But if you've like watched any like, you know, review video or, you know, overview video for the kit, then you probably know exactly what I'm talking about. But we don't have anything else like that in the game, and that is something that I would like to see more of, because you can use it for so many different sims. And if it had, you know, a little bit different swatches or patterns on it, it would have been even better. But I love the swatches and stuff that we have for it, so I'm not complaining about that at all. But yeah, so overall the casket is just, it's very niche. Personally, to me, it's not something that I can see myself using a lot. There are a couple of items that I will definitely use a lot, like the sneakers, you know, that shirt that I was mentioning, the dress, I will definitely use a ton. You guys will probably get so sick of that dress, especially when I'm like creating sims for my save file, because I still have a ton of different sims to create for the save, and obviously the whole save file is custom content free, so I'm only using like in-game items. So, you know, whenever we get new creator sim items, I'm always happy for that reason, for like save file reasons. But yeah, I mean, there are a couple of items that I love that I can see myself using a lot, but then most of the items are just like, they're meh. I mean, they're really well made, they look really, really great. I just personally won't get a lot of use out of them, if that makes sense. But honestly, that's the case with most of the kit's items, you know, whether they're like build by or creator sim. Personally, I always just use them for like 1 or 2 items, and then the rest are just like, they're there, they're not really used, but they're there if you ever want them, if that makes sense, which I guess is the point of a kit. They're supposed to be more niche, and they're supposed to add, you know, you're only supposed to buy them if you like really want 1 or 2 of the items, or like all of the items, for example. But yeah, so I basically just rambled for like 45 minutes. I can't believe I did that. But if you want to download the build, all of the download information will be in the description, along with like the family, like these sims. I will make sure to finish them and have them up on the gallery at some point as well. And I'll add the download link down below in case you want to download them. But I hope you all had a great weekend and a great week. I hope you enjoyed the build. If you did, give the video a like. If you're new to the channel and you'd like to see some more Sims content, feel free to hit the subscribe button, and remember to turn on the notification bell as well to be notified of whenever I upload a new video. But yeah, I hope you guys all have a great week, and I'll talk to you in my very next video. Bye everyone.
I see it in your eyes. Yeah, I can read the signs. You need to get away. It's time we make a change. Oh, you know you'll always have me. Baby, I will always stay with you. So put your trust in me. We'll work it out, you'll see. If we get in a car and drive someplace far, yeah, we could go for a ride. The two of us, we don't have to stop. Baby, let's go for a ride. You and I, let us run away. We can go where we want. I'll have your back if you'll have mine. You and I wanna leave everything behind. If you wanted to, promise you we will be alright. If it's you and I want you to myself. We can stay in hotels, just living off the edge. Only good times ahead. So let me put a smile upon your face. Maybe make your worries go away. So put your trust in me. We'll work it out, you'll see. If we get in a car and drive someplace far, yeah, we could go for a ride. You and I, let us run away. We can go where we want. I'll have your back if you'll have mine. You and I wanna leave everything behind. If you wanted to, promise you we will be alright. If it's you and I. You and I, let us run away. We can go where we want. I'll have your back if you'll have mine. You and I. It's been 4 weeks since you called, and I've been waiting here for you all along. I've been waiting here for you all along. Where you been? Where did you go? I wonder if you found what you're looking for. Wonder if you found what you're looking for. I hope it's not too late. I want you back here with me. We never should have said it's better this way. I'd rather be with you than someone I don't know. Now it's like we're living in two separate worlds. Come on back to me, say that you won't go. I can't cope without you and I wanna hold you close. Say that you won't go. Say that you won't go. It's been so cold without you here. We barely said goodbye before you disappeared. It's been so cold without you here. I'm not gonna lie, don't know what I'd do without you. Maybe we could try to figure out a way to put our past aside. I've realized I only want you.